Well, even though the podcast is winding down, I told you that I couldn't stay away, and I just read a story that forced me to come on and make a comment, and that is the potential delay of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I just read this on Eurogamer, and if you followed some of their other Nintendo Switch rumors, turned out that they were pretty accurate. They claim that they have it from multiple sources, that Breath of the Wild is still in localization. The localization effort is going to continue through the end of 2016, and then they'll require 4 to 6 months of additional testing. And this is a big disappointment. Now, if you've listened to me before, you'll know that I always complain about delay news, and I say, you have those two camps. You've got the one camp that's pissed off and up in arms, and then you have the other camp that's just will accept anything. If it's a delay for 6 months, 6 years, it's okay, as long as the game is perfect. And I, in some cases, fall towards one side or the other, but I think it's a problem with the video game market in general, that they can't get a polished product out in a normal time frame. But I think this is a particularly special instance, and I'm not so much angry that it's not coming out, but I think it's very worrying for Nintendo. The Switch, to me, can go in one of two directions. With the price point that they released, it was like $329 Canadians. People are saying that's about $250 US, and of course, they'll bundle things in. Yeah, it's very cheap. But at the same time, I think it needs to do well. I think it really, if this is true, it really needed a Zelda game. It needed a major launch title to come out of the gate swinging and say, this is not going to be another Wii U. I purchased the Wii U when it was new in the first week, and I suffered through that realization after I got through Nintendo Land and the novelty wore off, that there were not a lot of really top-level games for this system. And it took a long time until Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. Came out, and those aren't even my type of games. For me, the first truly stellar experience on the system, core Nintendo property anyway, was Super Mario 3D World. And in this very disappointing era of gaming, I think if a reasonably priced Nintendo title were to be released with an absolutely highly anticipated epic Zelda game, that would just jumpstart this product. And I think that's what Nintendo desperately needs. Now, if this does not come out with the system, the question is, what is coming out? Are we going to have Mario Kart remixed or upscaled or whatever? Are we going to have just rehashes of stuff that has already been on the Wii U? I think that would be disappointing. Now, in the article, it points out, and I'll link to the article here below, it points out that there's another Mario game in the works that could launch. But to me, if all of their internal effort is being placed into The Legend of Zelda and they still can't get it out, that suggests to me that that Mario game is going to be somewhat basic, which is not to say it's bad. I mean, everyone complained about the New Super Mario Brothers, the 2D game on the 3DS when that came out. They said it was fairly basic, but it was a fine game. But I think you needed both. I want Nintendo personally to reestablish themselves, obviously not in direct competition with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but I think it would be great if they said, hey, we're a unique second option, and we, right out of the gate, have some games that you must play. I kind of fear that, depending on how long this takes, let's say it takes 8 months. So you've got this new hardware, you've played through the Mario game, and you find yourself in that kind of limbo where nothing new is coming out, and the anticipated game is still pretty far away. It's the Wii U all over again. Additionally, if the system mostly consists of a couple of third-party releases, and who knows how long they'll be coming out for the system, and a couple of remakes, I think that is a major, major letdown. Now, there's still a lot that we have to learn about the Switch, and potentially it will have some nice 3DS-style games, some nice handheld games to tide us over. So I don't think this is doom and gloom necessarily, but they've got to give you some compelling reason to buy it immediately. Now, obviously, as we've seen with the the NES Mini, Nintendo fans and scalpers will just buy these up to make a profit. It will be a hot product. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But if we're talking about Nintendo's long-term viability, I want them to have a system that matters. And I think this game will make this system matter. And if that doesn't happen, I fear that we're going to just have and it's not all tied up with this game. I mean, of course, in a year or two after the system launches, there could be some incredible stuff. But my fear for the Switch is that it will become just kind of a cheap tablet toy, and it's going to push Nintendo further in the direction of making mobile games. And as successful as the Pokemon thing was over the summer, I think that's ultimately going to cheapen what they are. So I hope this is wrong. I hope we get an amazing game to play right out of the gate, but it's very concerning if these rumors are correct.